Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. You know, like anybody else, we're really good at what we do. You know, we install drainage systems, and you're probably great at your job. You've heard me say it so many times, if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Okay, our concrete saw, we've had it for about 8 years, and I know a lot about it because I've made a lot of little repairs to it. But the other day, it actually conked out. And what was happening is, you can see I'm spinning this blade. I don't feel any compression. In other words, the motor's spinning, but the blade is not. So we're going to check this out. Like I said, if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Let's find out if I'm right. So we're going to start by taking the blade off. Remember that this is a diamond blade. This is actually what's called a rescue blade used by firemen. This blade's about 200 bucks, but you know, it cuts through everything. And it's probably about, we probably go through one of these blades about every 6 months, maybe 4 months. So we're taking the blade off. I'm just going to put this back together here so I don't lose the bolts. Next, over here on this side, we're actually going to take off this belt assembly. I'm hoping that it's just the belt, although I mean I can see it's pretty worn, and I've replaced this belt probably every 2 or 3 months. We use it quite a bit, and the belt just wears out. So let's take this loose. So on this assembly, there are 2 set bolts. This is how you tighten the blade up. That has to come off. We've already loosened those up. And there's actually 6 of these screws that hold this all together. So we've got to take all this apart. This piece comes off. Just a little guard to help protect the area. And then down in here we've got 3 more bolts, 3 more screws. Take those loose. Pulling it apart slowly but surely here. There we go. So my belt's pretty worn. I'm hoping that's the problem. I'm going to go ahead and pull this belt off of here, and we'll put a new belt on there just to see if it works any better. So let's go ahead and pull this old belt off. And you can see that it just falls apart. We're just going to set it right down here on the table. And if I have the right size belt, we're going to set that back on there. Put it around the pulley. Line up our set screws and just see if this belt will fit. Yes, it does. Yeah, I think this is the right belt, so I think we're in good shape here. We're in real good shape. Next, we put back together our assembly. Sliding it off. There we go. So now I can put my set screws back on that hold that together, the set bolts, just so that, because this drops down and back and forth, let's go ahead and put this back together just to hold it in place. What I need to do is see how much tension we can achieve on the belt. So I've got to pull the blade assembly out. Oh yeah, we're going to get real good tension on that belt. I can feel it. So let's go ahead and put everything back together. Start with, this is star driver. Let's go ahead and secure these guys back down. Next we're going to put back our assembly that just holds this case and protects all of this area right here. All it is a guard, but it has to go back. And I'm going to tighten up my set bolts just a little bit. There we go. Just want to keep it snug. You can see where the set piece where the set screw pushes against this. This is going to put tension on your belt to keep it a good strong drive when you're running your motor. Turn that blade. Once we have good tension on our belt, we can go ahead and tighten up the set screw, which will just keep that from moving, keep the tension good and tight on there. Okay, so now we're ready to put our blade back on and just see. Oh, I can feel it right away. Good tension on there. Ready to put our blade back on there. Remember that this is a diamond tipped concrete saw blade. This is actually called a rescue blade, and it's what the firemen use on their partner saws. They have saws just like this. People get stuck in cars, or maybe there's a door that they need to cut down, or there's concrete. This will cut through rebarb, metal, and of course it just goes through concrete like butter. Okay, so we're ready to fire this guy up and see. Yeah, that's much better. So if you remember, the problem was when we put the blade down into the concrete, it stopped spinning. We had good power in the saw, but the blade wouldn't turn. I suspected the belt, and that's what it was. You can see it's really worn. You may not see it there, but it's really worn. We went ahead and put it all back together, replaced the belt, hooked it up, cut a piece of concrete with it. It works great. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.